let's do his mustache. You can thin it down a little bit because you don't want it to be too dark and look like Errol Flynn or something. If you know who Errol
It's
Flynn
for
is.
Sienna
Must
again?
on Sienna.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it much darker than that. Okay. Now we can. Let's do the eyelash. That can be almost black. See how this is? It's not black, but it's close. This has to be done very carefully. With the look at the very tip of your brush, make sure you have a brush that has a really good tip. Already I can see it was too big of a. There was a little ball of water on the end of it. That's better. You want to keep it arched. You don't want it too straight. If you make it too flat, it'll look kind of sleepy, you know. And your the pupil, you can just use straight black. And remember to keep it kind of high in the eye, not too down. Or if you center it right in the middle between the bottom of the eyelid, it'll look angry. You have to be a little bit on the high side, okay? The pupil up toward the eyelash, not in the middle.
Touching the eyelash or
I didn't hear that part.
touching the eyelash?
Not touching. Not touching or touching the eye.
You can make it touching, or barely touching.
Barely touching.
Yeah, but if you have it too low,
Yeah.
he's gonna look angry.
Okay.
Okay, and you can take some of the burnt sienna and have your black on it and just do the bottom line here. You can, you don't have to. But if you have a real good point, now you're going to draw some of the beard lines. I usually draw them like, I'll make it a little dark so you can see it. I'll look to see how. Anybody, a piece of paper that I can just draw it on? A piece of paper. Okay,
You open it, that's so clear.
that's all right. Because I'm going to show you when I'm real big. Okay. Say like his ear is up here. That's his ear, right? And that would be outlined sort of in a reddish color. The beard would just, it's not like you're drawing a big chunks of locks of beard, because he's young and he has a very slight beard, you know, this icon, very slight. So just, you'll be indicating just a few things, like it's like skinny, and then press, and then lift again, so you get this, like you're doing an eyelash, but then echo it, and then again. That's enough.
Kind of wispyish.
Kind of wispyish. That kind of stuff around the edge. You can look at your original drawing and you'll see where to do this. And I'll show you on the icon how I would do it. I'll make it pretty dark. So you always do the one on the outside first. You don't do the and work, you know what I mean? It's a lot easier to control it like that. Some of them you'll have to go back and straighten them. It's nice to have a brush that will accommodate that kind of stuff. And you should, not with straight black, but you can use a little bit of red in it. Outline the eyebrows. They're two parallel lines. They don't connect though. There's the dominant one is underneath. That can be a little darker. Top one is light, a little bit paler. And okay, and we have some white, yeah. And the rest of the lines on the face are going to be in the white. These are the, the Enliveners. Everybody remembers those?
Yes.
Those are very, very fine lines, usually done in pairs, always parallel. Occasionally you see one by itself. I'll show you where that is. Like if the nose is real slender, the bridge of the nose, you can only get one, that's okay. Right here, most of the time, you only see one. But everywhere else, they'll be parallel, generally. So, first, you might want to do the whites of the eye. Yeah, I'll do it in color first. Like if this is the eye, and it looks like this. And this, it's hard to draw it because it's not, I'll have to do it in a different color. I'll do it in this color. If this is the whites of the eye, and his head's turned this way, so you want to bring his gaze back to front. You would put the light on this side of his iris. It never touches the eyelash. It's close to it, but doesn't touch. And it kind of comes like that. Okay. It's got that kind of a shape on both eyes. Same. You don't do it on. You do it on the same side.
It never touches the iris.
That's on this particular icon because
Okay.
he is gazing one way. So you want to bring his head's sort of facing that way. So you want to bring his gaze back here. And now with a really sharpened point on your brush, you can put the Enliveners back. These are little lines that make the flesh kind of sparkle. Over here you might see 2 or 3 lines. On this side, because his head's turned, maybe you just see 2. Maybe just 1 there because it's kind of farther away. Okay, here's that's that filter. Sometimes, if you didn't have a mustache, maybe you'd even see one right there, but you don't need to do that. That bump it forward a little bit. But you can see it start to. The face really comes alive, With the Enliveners, that's why they're called Enliveners. Let's see where else we would. The ears aren't very bright, but if yours are brightened, they might have a slight Enliveners on the bottom, But like on the hands, she hasn't. Well, yeah, we can We can do the Enliveners. There might be 2 there, 1 there. Like that. So you just remember where the sparks were? It's pretty much over that, but they're parallel lines. Oh, here. Yeah, we wanted to do the here. They're all pretty well defined, but what we want to do a little bit is separate the hair from the face a bit.
That's black and red earth.
Yeah, it's pretty dark, but that's separating. I'm gonna change this a bit because this ear's getting a little bit out of hand. That's better. His ear was getting kind of big. If your hair is very dark, you might. This should look light when you apply it. If it doesn't, that means you have to add a little bit of a brighter color. So, the hair up close to the face is the brightest. The further you move away, it's dim, so you won't even get. Out here, you're not going to put any highlights on that at all. Or if you did, it would be very minimal. But up close, you will have highlights. Yeah, I can see it. I can see that it's brighter than it was.
So that's straight red earth?
Nope,
Burnt
it's
sienna.
straight
Burnt sienna.
burnt
Oh, burnt
sienna.
sienna. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He said red earth. Wait, so around the face?
Red earth are the lines.
Yeah,
red
red
earth and
earth.
black are the lines.
You see what I'm doing? I'm
Burnt
not.
sienna. Okay, so
I'm
Burnt
just
sienna
hitting
for
the,
the
where the
hair.
locks up here.
Now lines.
Okay.
got it.
The lines are red earth and black.
Yeah, if you did the lines first, you would do them in like brown earth and with a little black in it.
Okay.
You know, if you did the
Yeah,
lines
yeah,
first.
yeah.
But she's already done. I can see the lines really nicely.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Oops.
Let me see, Jim.
Everybody's is going to be different because they're going to have the hair drawn slightly different, but it's okay. He has messy hair. Now, that's just the first light. We're going to add a little bit of a gold oxide,
Okay.
or maybe even use it straight. It all depends how light or dark your
What color is that?
hair is.
Gold oxide.
Gold oxide.
Somebody want to blow that dry real
Yeah.
quick? The lines on the face are going to go back. They're all in combination of red earth and black. Hardly any black, unless we're doing eyelashes or something. You careful when you're using the black. You don't have to squeeze this tube. You just have to tip it. It kind of runs out. I don't know why they didn't put it in a bottle. You know, it's kind of weird. It's just the way they made it. Okay, the lines I usually make first is the tailless line. So that would be you know that fold in your eyelid, the fold.
Yeah.
Everybody's eyelid has a fold in. It's on the original drawing. It's right there. I would suggest you do this with your liner brush, with a liner brush. Now, because his head's turned. Oops. Because his head is turned, there is a line. You'll make a nice color that isn't almost. It's almost. It's got a little tiny bit of black in it. What?
That's gold oxide, right?
No.
This one is.
This one is red earth,
Red earth.
and that's black.
See, you're right.
Okay.
I was wrong.
So this starts here.
What light it is?
I'm sorry?
What light it is there for the second color?
What? Don't make these lines too
It's red
dark.
earth and black.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Red earth.
Yeah.
You need that color.
Okay.
hardly any black.
It's like
And this side, it's just comes part way down. You can outline the lip. Put a little black in it. A little bit. Do the separation of the lips. Outline the ears because this ear got a little big. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Now we will. Oh, neck. Of course, you're going to do the hands, arms. You know. You can do that one, okay? It's just redder. You can just use redder. Now we want to put the hair, but we also have to do the mustache and the eyebrows, and you can usually use burnt sienna right out of the tube. Like. Now if you make them nice and arched, they'll look real peaceful. If they're sort of straight, it can look a little stern. And if they're turned, it can look really angry. It all depends on how you draw them. So if you make them arched, nice and arched, he'll look very peaceful. Let's tint his lower lip with a little bit of red. That's a little dark. I tapped it for there. That's pretty good. Now, also with this color, you can outline the iris.
With the burnt sienna.
With the burnt sienna.
Okay.
And you know, an iris is not really round. It's kind of squashed. It's squashed. So it's a little bit flat on the bottom. All right. Okay, let's work on the eyes. Well, I need a paper towel.
Do you need another one?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.